You're here for Comic-Con Sydney this weekend. I guess what are you most looking forward to getting to catch up with the fans this weekend?
Yeah, generally that's it. It's like having a chat with the fans, and I always say that TV and film, it doesn't have that immediate kind of fan or audience response, that you get like with theatre. And what's great about these Comic Cons is you get the opportunity to talk about the shows you've done with people, and they have their opinion about things. Like usually, like Black Sails is a great one for that because people have real invested opinions about the characters and how they felt about them and what they felt about the ending and all that sort of thing. And so I love having a good old chat and see what people's reactions are to that sort of thing.
Now, you mentioned that you worked on Black Sails, so we'll sort of touch base on that too. So that particular role of Billy Bones obviously required a lot of physicality for you. So was there any particularly challenging stunts that you had to do during that show?
Many. Yeah. Like I try to do.
Sort of stands out in particular.
I guess anything in the storms. I don't know if you watched the show, but like in the storm sequence in season 3 was particularly challenging. Like I had to do some ones where I had to basically get submerged in the middle of a storm. The whole boat goes over, and I'm up in the rigging, and the whole boat goes over, and they used a rig to submerge me under the water. And that goes like really high up in the air, and that one I wasn't hooked in any way, so it was quite a risky stunt. But I sort of trusted, I said to the guys, look, I trust that I can hold on to this thing, but because if I was hooked in and I went under the water and they didn't come back up, then there's a chance of me getting stuck. So I said, look, I'll just not be hooked in. And that was that properly submerges you and slams you into the water. That was a pretty tricky one, but we got like a great shot out of it. What else? The whole fight sequence with Toby Stevens in season 4, at the end of season 4, that whole sequence was pretty sketchy at times. We were up in the rigging, and all those stunts in that were full on. Your body goes through a lot shooting a show like that, but I love doing it because it makes you feel like you're truly in it. It's not often you get to do those sort of things, so when you do, I kind of embrace it.
Yeah, so it's more immersive for you as an actor because you're actually getting that physical, aspect of it.
Yeah, and you can get the best shots. Mm-hmm. If you're using a stunt guy for all your stuff, then you won't be able to get as an effective shot because you're worrying too much about whether you can see the face and the body type and everything. So if you can do them yourself, then the shots are, you've got a wider range of what you can do.
Yeah, sure. So were you satisfied with the ending for Billy Bones, or would you have preferred he'd kind of gone out in a bit of a sword-swinging blaze of glory?
No, I think it's right that that's how he ended, because the thing is with Billy is he has to end up eventually being that guy at the beginning of Treasure Island, and for him to do that, he has to be kind of wasted away, and you have to see how he got there. And what I love about what the writers did with that show is he kind of looks quite this fresh-faced, undamaged guy at the start of the show, and then gradually the pirate world kind of pollutes him, and all the things that he tried to do, he tried to be the good guy, he tried to look out for his fellow men, he just kind of got dragged down in the pirate world because it's corrupt at the end of the day. So yeah, he just got wiped out, I guess. And I think it's right that he sort of ends up washed up. It's sort of a metaphor, he's washed up on this island, and ends up becoming that guy at the beginning of the book.
And so for you, did you find that his character arc over the sort of 4 seasons of the show, that was something really appealing for you as well? Because it wasn't sort of static. He does tend to progress all the way through.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the same for all the characters, no one was ever, I don't think anyone ever felt stagnant, because it was always progressing, as it was always pushing all of our characters onto the next thing. And we got gifted really in some of those storylines. I thought I had a great character arc. I mean, if you look at the Billy from season 1, and then what happens to him when he falls off the boat and then he gets tortured by the English, and then has to decide whether he actually wants Flint to be their captain anymore and stuff, and then eventually becoming the face of the resistance, and then that kind of just damaging even more, and then being betrayed by Silver, all that stuff is great for me as an actor to embrace and kind of play with.
There's a lot of stuff that actually happened to him, really. If you
Yeah,
think about it over 4
yeah.
seasons,
When you go across the 4 seasons, and that's the thing. When you look back at it in the moment, when you're doing sort of season to season, you don't really think about it. But when you think about what he actually went through, it's almost kind of understandable that he becomes that guy at the end.
Ends up.